Welcome to the tutorial of Civilization 5 Beyond Earth. Sorry. Um, so I've been trying to play Beyond Earth with some of my mates, and I've realised a lot of people are actually quite crap at this game and just play completely randomly. So if you do want to play on it and you find that it's kind of hard or you just don't know what you're doing, I've made this little tutorial for you. Basically, the way I play this game is I always have the biggest map, and I always have the marathon game pace, and I play on usually the 4th difficulty. I'm quite new to Beyond Earth, so I don't know if it will be the 4th difficulty, but I can't think what it was in the other Civilization, sorry, but I played since number 2, and when I was a lot younger I used to have to play easy, to be fair, but I'm a man now. But just for the tutorial I'm going to do it on quick. And maybe the game is really boring if you play it on easy. It's much more rewarding if you play it on a harder difficulty. So with these perks, it doesn't really matter. Designated sponsor, it doesn't matter what they do. I always pick the growth. Growth, because you got science, growth, culture and production. Now science unlocks buildings to create production, culture and food. Food gives you people to create culture buildings, production buildings and science. Production allows you to build foods to give you science, culture and more people. So they all kind of do the same thing, but I go for food always. Food that just gives you more people, and science comes instantly with people, so I think 2 people equals 1 science. And then food again. And I think on a slower game pace for each perks, every time you get like 10% food or 10% production, it's worth a lot more on a harder difficulty. So see, I'm not sure what reveals coastal map. You can do that, but it's kind of a cheat, I think. It's not a cheat, but kind of a game spoiler. You don't want to see the whole map at the start of the game. It's crap. Retrograde thrusters, wide area of choosing where you can land. That's quite powerful. New technology is needed. No new technology, or no technology. That's quite good, but you're probably not going to be able to mine it. The only benefit you can get from that is building your cities on the resource and blocking your opponents from getting it. Start with 100 at standard speed, so I presume that increases at a slower speed, and that's energy is your credits, basically. I wish they called it credits. It's sci-fi. I don't want to spend my energy on chocolate. Stupid. Reveals alien nests on map. Now that's a good one, but maybe a game spoiler if you want to search for aliens. I'll go for a wider choice, because if you can get by a river, it's the best place to get, really. Building an arsenal soldier. This is like a cargo, so it gives you... Begin with a worker can be handy, but you don't generally have a lot to do with your worker right at the start. A soldier would be great if you start by a bunch of barbarians, but aliens aren't so aggressive on this game. A soldier would be great in Civilization 5 because barbarians can be quite nasty, and starting with a soldier would be useful. In Worms can be a bit nasty in this game, but soldiers can't kill them at the start, so they're just gonna die unless you keep them safe. Begin with a clinic building. That could be quite good. It'll give you health, I presume, so you could push for growth straight away. Begin with a pioneer technology. Begin with an extra population. Seems to have done food for all the others. I think I'll go with a laboratory. Or lavatory. Well, that could be hygienic. Rescan for planets. Large land masses. See, I like the large land masses separated oceans in some smaller islands just because I think it lets you use the most of what civilization has to offer. Sometimes with, like, if you got just land, you can't use sea units and stuff. Sometimes I quite like to have a big civilization all on one continent. So,
select a suitable location for our people to make planetfall. This will be the site of our first great city. Select a plot within the red border to land.
What he said. So we got a river to start by, which was pretty lucky. Got loads of crabs, which isn't very healthy, depending on what kind of crabs you got. And we got some fibre, which is nice for your digestion. So that'll be perfect after all the crabs. So looks like this would be a fine spot to start. Best thing you can hope for on the very first turn is to find a resource pod, or if you're playing on Civilization before, Beyond Earth, Temple Ruin. So these are the resource pods, I don't know if you can see that. They'll give you bonuses, they can give you extra civilians in your city, they can give you soldiers, they can make your soldiers upgrade. A really good upgrade is if you get your explorer to upgrade to a military unit and they keep explorer perks so they can still move about fast like an explorer. I don't think they can unlock the skills that the explorer would unlock at later levels. That's up to you to decide if you like that, if that's better or not. But I think the best thing you can get from there is a science boost or a culture upgrade. If you can get a culture perk on the very first turn, it's a pretty good bonus to start off with. Personally, I think it's the best bonus you can start off with. It's culture. And then you pick straight away the perk that gives you more culture, and you're getting instantly 4 times as much culture as anyone else, so you're just dominating from the start basically. So yeah, use your explorers to get to these resource pods. Your first priority, because once they come back in this Beyond Earth, I think they more land, but in the original ones, once they're gone, they're gone. So I think this has got expeditions. You can send your explorers and they excavate, and I don't think they'll come back because they're like ancient, so it's kind of mixed up. Oh, build a clinic. I have to build my clinic. So the clinic comes with growth and science. Health, sorry. If you got 6 health, you can have 6 civilians. And if you get 7 civilians with 6 health, then one of them won't work and they will just do nothing basically. They will consume health and maybe put your production down 20% if your city becomes What's it called? If it like goes into anarchy, then you're really fucked. But I think it's a bit easier on this one. So you just got one civilian that's not working or giving science or anything. They're just wasting space. So you don't need to worry about that right at the start because you got 5 spaces for your civilians. You can go for production straight away, because once you got that, you're building a lot quicker. I mean, you only start with a minimal amount of production. I got 4, so I buy this building and that increases it to 5. So that's a 25% increase. Sometimes I'm sure it can be better. I'm sure you can start less on some civilizations, depending on what difficulty you're on. See, this is why I like a higher difficulty, because you start with less, so the buildings are worth more. I quite often go for culture, because if you want to get on your culture perks, are definitely a good bonus, and it's usually the quickest building to build, so get out of here. So just keep an eye on your, don't worry, energy is your money in this game. I wish they called it credits so badly, but they didn't. Don't worry about that at all. Well, make sure it doesn't go below 0. +6 seems a lot. Culture. Keep your culture high. Keep your production high. Keep your food even higher. But don't, because once you've capped your food, you can switch your workers to do production and catch up on your buildings, but really quickly, and your science benefits from those people. So, yeah, and just go for the inner science.
The Tech Web provides a bird's eye view of the technologies that may be discovered and how they are connected. Technologies come in 2 types, branches and leaves. Branches represent broader technological ideas and cost less research. Leaves are more specific and are more expensive.
So yeah, basically you can got your science. This is the science web, and that'd be like a military path, a culture path, a religious path, a science path, and you know, production of food or whatever. So going down the military paths, my brother plays that path quite often. I'm not too keen on it because it takes your production to, it takes up your production to create units. It takes up your credit money to maintain units. And it used to be really hard in the older civilizations. You had to have food. Units could die if you had too many units and too little food. It's kind of easier in this one, but it just takes up too much resources. I mean, once you've got your a massive nation, you can build units in 1 turn and create an army within 10 a massive army if you got a lot of space within 3 turns, really. So I never worry about military units, and you can always catch up old sciences really quickly, so I always go for the food and culture. That sounds a good one, so I'll go with that. And they recommend economy, science and military and production recommends. I always go for your economy, food and stuff, and science, culture. So yeah, you're gonna want to build a military unit or 2 pretty soon. Within, I don't know, get your Yeah, you're going to want to build one before your work is probably your best bet. Because you don't necessarily need your worker straight away. You're probably going to find that your worker's going to have nothing to do if you're building too soon. Just get out exploring. With your explorers, keep them safe. Look out for these resource pods. Get your city up to 5 or 6 civilians. Get a new civilization out. Keep your cities as close as possible, but within 6 spaces. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You could build a city here. You could build a city there. Build a city here, and they won't touch each other. The borders won't touch. So if you build a city too close, you're gonna have to share tiles. You don't want to do that. Keep on the rivers. Sometimes what I like to do is find the coast and just go around the coast and see how big your original map is. But you don't necessarily find a lot of ruins. Why? You have to watch out for the miasma, which is annoying because you can't really use your auto move while you're exploring, which you don't want to do anyway because you're gonna bump into some monster foreign from the planet Earth alien. If you can get non-foreign from planet Earth aliens, I don't know. Anyway, I think that should help you get a idea. Just look out for them food icons when you're in the research menu. You can build wonders. If you can build wonders, build them. Basically, watch out for when you're going through the science. Just try and find the wonder buildings. Just see which ones are on you want and let them guide your path, because they give you really good perks. Sometimes they take like twice as long to build as, say, a clinic, but they're really powerful and they give you the stats of a clinic and even way better perks for an extra 20 tons on top of that. So they work out quite well, and if you can build tons and tons of them, you're really gonna just dominate and kick ass. So good luck. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you want. Bye. Bye.